Welcome to our channel. Today we're exploring the fascinating story of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark. You might think it's just another old penny, but some of these coins are worth far more than 1 cent. We'll uncover its history, design, mint marks, rare errors, current market value, and tips to help you identify valuable examples. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced coin collector, this guide will help you understand what makes this classic coin so special. Let's get started.
Top 6 first up.
The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is one of the final coins in the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was produced from 1909 to 1958. This coin represents the closing years of one of the longest-running and most beloved coin designs in American history. The Lincoln Cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the birth of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical person, replacing the Indian head cent. By 1957, America was experiencing rapid economic growth after World War II. Families were moving into suburbs, industries were expanding, and everyday commerce relied heavily on pennies for daily transactions. The United States Mint produced billions of cents to meet public demand, making the 1957 penny one of the most widely circulated coins of its era. Although millions were made, collectors continue to search for exceptional examples and rare minting errors that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The obverse of the 1957 Wheat Penny features the right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Brenner's initials, VDB, appear in small letters near the bottom edge of Lincoln's shoulder. Above the portrait is the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty appears to the left of Lincoln. The date, 1957, is located on the right side of the portrait. The design is admired for its realistic appearance and detailed engraving, which reflects Lincoln's dignity and leadership. Collectors carefully examine the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, beard, cheek, bow tie, and coat because these areas reveal how well the coin was struck and how much wear it has experienced over the years. The reverse of the coin displays 2 wheat stalks, one on each side, symbolizing America's agricultural strength and prosperity. Between the wheat ears are the words 1 cent in large letters and United States of America below it. Along the upper edge appears the Latin motto, EPLUIBUSUNUM, meaning out of many, one. The wheat stalks give the coin its popular nickname, the Wheat Penny. Collectors closely inspect the grain lines on the wheat ears, the lettering, and the rim because these details help determine the coin's condition and can reveal valuable minting errors or unusually strong strikes. The 1957 Wheat Penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Coins struck at Philadelphia carry no mint mark, which is why the 1957 no mint mark penny is easily recognized by the absence of a letter beneath the date. Philadelphia produced more than 282 million of these pennies, making them common in circulated condition. The Denver Mint struck coins with a D mint mark, while the San Francisco Mint struck coins with an S mint mark. Although all 3 versions share the same design and metal composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, differences in production quality, preservation, and rarity affect their collector value. The absence of a mint mark on the Philadelphia issue is completely normal and does not indicate an error. The 1957 Wheat Penny exists in several mint mark varieties. The Philadelphia version has no mint mark and is the most familiar variety. The Denver issue carries a small D beneath the date, while the San Francisco version bears an S. The most famous variety associated with this year is the 1957 double die obverse, which shows dramatic doubling on the date, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." This variety is one of the most desirable Lincoln Cent errors and is highly sought after by collectors. Because of its obvious doubling, genuine examples can command impressive prices depending on their condition. Several mint errors and varieties make certain 1957 pennies significantly more valuable than ordinary examples. The famous double die obverse is the best known and most valuable variety, displaying strong doubling that is easily visible without high magnification. Off-center strikes are another collectible error, occurring when the coin blank is improperly positioned during striking, leaving part of the design missing. Broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, and retained cuds are also collected by specialists. Repunched mint marks can be found on some Denver and San Francisco issues. Since Philadelphia coins were intentionally struck without a mint mark, a missing mint mark on a 1957 Philadelphia penny is not considered an error. However, if a Denver or San Francisco coin lost its mint mark due to an unusual minting defect, authenticated examples would be exceptionally rare and valuable. Die cracks appear as raised lines caused by worn or damaged dies, while die chips create raised blobs of metal that can add collector interest depending on their size and location. The market value of a 1957 wheat penny with no mint mark depends primarily on condition and whether it has any rare varieties or mint errors. A heavily circulated example generally sells for around 5 cents to 50 cents. Coins in average circulated condition are commonly worth between 50 cents and $3. Attractive uncirculated examples with full original red color often sell for approximately $10 to $40, while high-grade mint state coins, certified MS-66 or MS-67, can bring several $100s. Exceptional gem-quality examples with flawless surfaces and brilliant original color have sold for over $1,000 at auction. The famous 1957 doubled die obverse is far more valuable than a normal coin, with circulated pieces often selling for several $100s and premium uncirculated examples reaching several $1,000s. Record quality certified examples have exceeded $10,000 in major auctions. Anyone checking a 1957 wheat penny for value should first confirm whether it has no mint mark, a D, or an S beneath the date. The next step is to inspect the coin under good lighting with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat, as well as strong wheat lines on the reverse. Original red copper color is much more valuable than brown or heavily worn surfaces. Carefully examine the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date for signs of true doubling rather than ordinary wear or machine doubling. Also check for off-center strikes, clipped edges, die cracks, unusual raised features, or other mint errors. Coins with minimal scratches, no cleaning damage, and strong original luster usually command higher prices. If a coin appears unusual or exceptionally well preserved, having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service can confirm its authenticity and significantly increase buyer confidence. The 1957 no mint mark wheat penny is generally not considered a rare coin because of its large production numbers, but it remains an excellent collectible and can be a worthwhile long-term investment in high-grade condition. Certified mint state examples with vibrant original red color continue to attract strong demand, while major error coins such as the doubled die obverse have shown consistent collector interest over many years. Because the Lincoln Wheat series is one of the most popular coin collections in the United States, demand remains steady. Although ordinary circulated examples are unlikely to become extremely valuable, exceptional condition coins and genuine mint errors have the greatest investment potential and are the pieces most likely to appreciate over time. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark may seem like an ordinary coin, but it represents the final chapter of one of America's most iconic coin series, before the reverse design changed in 1959. While most examples are worth only a small premium over face value, rare errors, outstanding mint state coins, and the famous doubled die variety can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Before spending or selling any 1957 wheat penny, take a close look. You could have a valuable collectible hiding in your pocket, coin jar, or family collection. Next up, the 1946 D. Lincoln Wheat penny was one of the first coins struck by the United States after the end of World War II. America was entering a new era of peace. Industries were shifting from wartime production to civilian manufacturing, and the demand for everyday coins increased as the economy expanded. During the war, the U.S. Mint had experimented with different materials, including the famous 1943 steel cent, because copper was needed for military equipment. By 1944, the mint returned to a bronze alloy made largely from recycled military shell casings, and by 1946, the traditional bronze composition continued. The 1946 D. Wheat penny represents the beginning of America's post-war recovery and is considered an important historical coin because it reflects the nation's transition from war to peace. Although millions were produced, collectors appreciate this coin for its historical significance, attractive design, and the possibility of finding valuable high-grade examples or rare mint errors. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose portrait of President Abraham Lincoln first appeared on the 1-cent coin in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday. It became the first regular U.S. circulating coin to feature the portrait of a real historical person rather than the symbolic figure of liberty. Brenner's design was admired for its realistic appearance and artistic quality, and it remained on the cent for nearly 50 years until the Lincoln Memorial design replaced the wheat reverse in 1959. The 1946 D coin was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located below the date on the obverse. The Denver Mint produced approximately 315,690,000 Lincoln cents in 1946, making it one of the higher mintage issues of the wheat cent series. The coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighs about 3.11 grams, and measures 19 millimeters in diameter with a plain edge. The obverse of the 1946 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny features a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Above his head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is positioned to the left of the portrait. The date 1946 is shown to the right along with the small D mint mark beneath it, indicating production at the Denver Mint. Victor David Brenner's initials, VDB, appear subtly on the shoulder truncation of Lincoln's bust. Lincoln's portrait symbolizes honesty, freedom, unity, and the preservation of the United States during one of its most challenging periods. The design is admired for its balanced proportions, sharp details, and timeless appearance. The reverse displays two elegant wheat ears curving along the left and right edges of the coin, giving the series its popular name, the Wheat Penny. Between the wheat stalks appears the denomination 1 cent in large lettering, followed by United States of America. Across the top is the national motto, EPLUIBUSUNUM, meaning out of many, one, representing the unity of the states. The wheat ears symbolize prosperity, agriculture, growth, and the hardworking spirit of the American people. Collectors carefully examine the wheat lines, lettering, and overall strike quality because strong details and original mint luster can greatly increase a coin's value. Lincoln wheat cents were produced at 3 major United States mint facilities during the series. Coins with no mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on cents during this period. Coins carrying the D mint mark, including the 1946 D Wheat Penny, were produced at the Denver Mint. Coins marked with an S were struck at the San Francisco Mint. Each mint produced different quantities, making some dates and mint combinations scarcer than others. While the 1946 D is common in circulated grades, beautifully preserved mint state examples with strong original red color are considerably more valuable. Collectors also search for repunched mint marks, minor doubled dies, and exceptional strike quality that can make an otherwise common coin much more desirable. Several mint errors and varieties can significantly increase the value of a 1946 D Lincoln Wheat Penny. Double die varieties may show noticeable doubling on the date, lettering, or parts of Lincoln's portrait, although dramatic examples are uncommon for this year. Off-center strikes occur when the coin blank is not properly aligned during striking, causing part of the design to be missing while increasing collector interest, especially if the date remains visible. Die cracks are another collectible error, appearing as raised lines across the surface due to cracked coin dies. Die chips and cuds may also develop from damaged dies, creating raised blobs of metal in certain areas. Repunched mint marks can occasionally be found when the D mint mark was punched more than once before the die was hardened, resulting in overlapping impressions. Missing mint marks are generally not considered legitimate errors for 1946 D cents, because a genuine Denver coin should display the D mint mark. Missing marks are more commonly the result of damage or alteration after the coin left the mint. The market value of a 1946 D Lincoln Wheat Penny depends mainly on its condition, original color, strike quality, and whether it has any rare errors. A heavily circulated example typically sells for about 10 cents to $1. Coins in average circulated condition often bring between $1 and $5 if they have attractive surfaces. Uncirculated mint state examples usually range from around $10 to $50, while high-grade red examples certified MS66 red can sell for approximately $150 to $500. Superb gem examples graded MS67 red have sold for well over $1,000 at major auctions, with exceptional pieces realizing several $1,000s depending on eye appeal and certification. Valuable mint errors such as significant off-center strikes or impressive doubled dies may also command hundreds or even thousands of dollars based on rarity and demand. Anyone can check whether 1946 D Wheat Penny might be valuable by carefully examining several important features. First, confirm the date is 1946 and look for the small D mint mark below the date. Inspect the coin for original reddish color because red mint state coins are worth considerably more than brown examples. Use a magnifying glass to search for doubling on the date, lettering, and Lincoln's portrait, as well as die cracks, repunched mint marks, or other unusual features. Sharp details in Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat, along with strong lines in the wheat ears, indicate better preservation. Coins showing little or no wear, full mint luster, and no major scratches generally command much higher prices. If the coin appears unusually sharp or has an obvious mint error, Professional grading by a reputable third-party service may confirm its authenticity and maximize its value. The 1946 D Lincoln Wheat Penny can be a worthwhile long-term collectible, although it is not generally considered a high-return investment in ordinary circulated grades because of its large mintage. However, premium quality examples with original red color, outstanding preservation, or significant mint errors continue to attract strong collector demand and have shown steady appreciation over time. As the number of pristine surviving coins naturally decreases and interest in classic US coinage remains strong, exceptional examples are likely to remain desirable. For collectors, the coin offers an excellent combination of affordability, historical importance, and the excitement of searching for rare varieties that could be worth far more than face value. The 1946 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is far more than just an old 1-cent coin. It marks the beginning of America's post-war era, carries one of the most iconic designs in United States history, and remains a favorite among collectors around the world. While most examples are common, high-grade coins with original red surfaces and rare mint errors can be surprisingly valuable. If you own a 1946 D Wheat Penny, take a close look. You might discover a hidden collectible that is worth much more than you ever expected. The 1953 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the final issues of the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was produced from 1909 to 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. This coin was struck during a period when the United States was experiencing rapid economic growth following World War II. By 1953, the country was in the early years of the Cold War. Dwight D. Eisenhower had just become president, and American industries were producing billions of coins to support expanding commerce. The Denver Mint played an important role in meeting this demand by producing hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents. Although the 1953 D Wheat Penny was never intended to be a rare collectible, it has become a popular coin among collectors because it belongs to the final years of the Wheat Cent series. Today, collectors appreciate it as a historical reminder of America's post-war prosperity and as an affordable piece of mid-20th century US coinage. While most examples remain common, exceptional mint state coins and rare era varieties can command surprisingly high prices. The Lincoln Wheat Cent was originally introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular United States coin to feature the portrait of an actual historical person rather than the symbolic image of liberty. President Theodore Roosevelt encouraged a redesign of American coinage to improve its artistic appearance, and the U.S. Mint selected renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner to create Lincoln's portrait. Brenner's design became one of the most successful and longest-running coin designs in American history. By the time the 1953 D issue was struck, the design had already been in circulation for over 4 decades and had become instantly recognizable to millions of Americans. The coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighs approximately 3.11 grams, and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. The obverse of the 1953 D Wheat Penny features a detailed right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," symbolizing faith and the nation's values. The word liberty is positioned to the left of Lincoln's portrait, while the date 1953 appears to the right, accompanied by the small D mint mark below the date, indicating production at the Denver Mint. Victor David Brenner's initials, VDB, are found near the lower edge of Lincoln's shoulder. Brenner's portrait is admired for its realistic appearance, showing Lincoln with calm dignity and strong character. Collectors should examine the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, beard, jawline, and coat details, because these areas help determine the coin's condition and value. The reverse displays 2 wheat ears curving upward along the left and right edges, giving the coin its famous nickname, the Wheat Penny. Between the wheat stalks is the denomination 1 cent, with United States of America directly beneath it. Above these inscriptions is the national motto, EPLUIBUSUNUM, meaning out of many, one, representing the unity of the states. The wheat ears symbolize America's agricultural strength and prosperity, reflecting the nation's farming heritage. On high-grade examples, the wheat grains appear sharp and fully separated, while worn coins often show flattened wheat kernels and faded lettering. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at 3 different U.S. mint facilities. Coins without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins carrying the D mint mark, including the 1953 D issue, were struck at the Denver Mint. Coins with the S mint mark were produced at the San Francisco Mint. The mint mark is located beneath the date on the obverse. Philadelphia cents generally have no mint mark, while the Denver D and San Francisco S identify their respective facilities. The 1953D issue had a very large production of over 700 million coins, making it one of the more common wheat cents. Nevertheless, premium quality uncirculated examples remain desirable because relatively few survive with flawless surfaces and strong original luster. Several interesting varieties and mint eras are associated with the 1953D wheat penny. One of the most desirable is the repunched mint mark, RPM, where the D mint mark was punched more than once, creating visible doubling under magnification. Collectors also search for doubled die varieties, although major doubled dies are less common for this date than for famous issues such as the 1955 doubled die cent. Off-center strikes occur when the coin blank is not correctly aligned during striking, causing part of the design to be missing. Coins struck 10% to 50% off-center, while still showing the full date, are especially valuable. Die cracks may appear as raised lines across the coin due to damaged dies and can attract collector interest depending on their size and location. Die chips and cud errors may also be found, while clipped planchets, broad strikes and lamination errors are less common but collectible. Genuine missing mint mark errors do not exist for the 1953D because a coin lacking the D is simply a Philadelphia issue rather than an error. The market value of a 1953D wheat penny depends mainly on its condition and whether it has any rare errors. Circulated examples with noticeable wear are extremely common and usually sell for approximately 5 cents to 50 cents. Coins in average circulated condition with better eye appeal often bring around 50 cents to $2. Attractive uncirculated coins, graded between MS63 and MS65, commonly sell for approximately $10 to $50 depending on color and overall quality. Gem red examples graded MS66 or MS67 can sell for several $100s, while exceptionally rare top population certified coins have realized prices exceeding $1,000 at major auctions. Rare error coins, including dramatic off-center strikes or significant repunched mint marks, may sell for several hundred or even several $1,000s depending on rarity, condition, and collector demand. Anyone checking a 1953D wheat penny for value should first confirm the date and the presence of the D mint mark beneath the year. Next, examine the coin carefully under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for original red mint color, sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard, clear wheat lines on the reverse, and minimal scratches or contact marks. Coins with strong luster, little or no wear, and vibrant red surfaces are usually worth much more than dark brown circulated examples. Collectors should also inspect the mint mark for signs of repunching, check for doubled lettering, look for unusual die cracks, and watch for off-center strikes or other striking errors. Professional grading by services such as PCGS or NGC is recommended for coins that appear to be in exceptional condition or display unusual characteristics, because certified coins generally sell for higher prices. As an investment, the 1953D wheat penny offers moderate long-term potential rather than spectacular returns for ordinary examples. Because so many were produced, most circulated coins remain inexpensive. However, high-grade mint state examples with full original red color continue to increase in value due to their limited survival. Certified gem-quality coins, top population examples, and genuine mint errors have shown steady collector demand and are considered better investment choices. Investors should focus on quality rather than quantity, purchasing the finest examples they can afford instead of accumulating large numbers of common circulated coins. While this coin is unlikely to make someone wealthy overnight, it represents a stable and historically important collectible that continues to attract both beginner and experienced collectors. Next up, the 1953D Lincoln wheat penny is far more than a simple 1-cent coin. It represents the closing years of one of America's most beloved coin designs and reflects an important period in United States history. Although most examples are common, exceptional mint state coins and genuine mint errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Every collector and coin hunter should take a close look at any 1953D wheat penny they find, because a seemingly ordinary coin could turn out to be a valuable collectible hidden in plain sight. Next up, the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the last coins produced during the World War II era, before the United States entered the post-war period. The Lincoln Cent series originally began in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first regular U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical person instead of the symbolic figure of liberty. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the wheat penny quickly became one of the most recognized coins in American history. The 1945 issue was struck during a significant moment when World War II was coming to an end. Industries were shifting from wartime production back to civilian manufacturing, and millions of American soldiers were preparing to return home. After the steel pennies of 1943 and the shell-case brass cents of 1944, the mint returned to its traditional bronze alloy in 1945. Because of its connection to the end of World War II, the 1945 wheat penny remains a favorite among collectors and history enthusiasts. Although it is a common date, exceptional examples and rare mint errors can be worth substantial amounts of money. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB are found on the lower edge of Lincoln's shoulder. The obverse features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, symbolizing leadership, unity, and the preservation of the United States. Above Lincoln appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is positioned to the left of the portrait. The date 1945 is displayed on the right side. On coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark appears below the date, which is why collectors refer to these as no mint mark coins. Brenner's portrait is admired for its realism and has remained on the Lincoln cent for more than a century with only minor modifications. The reverse displays two wheat ears curving along the left and right edges, representing America's rich agricultural heritage and prosperity. Between the wheat stalks appears the denomination 1 cent in bold lettering, with United States of America directly below it. At the top of the reverse is the motto EPLUIBUSUNUM, meaning out of many, one, emphasizing the unity of the states. Collectors should examine the sharpness of the wheat lines, lettering, and rims because these details often determine the coin's grade. Coins with fully detailed wheat ears, crisp lettering, original mint luster, and attractive color are significantly more valuable than worn examples. The 1945 Lincoln wheat penny was produced at 3 United States mint facilities. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark and had the largest production, with more than 1 billion coins minted. The Denver Mint produced coins with a D mint mark below the date, while the San Francisco Mint struck coins with an S mint mark. Although all three versions are common in circulated grades, high-grade mint state examples become much scarcer because relatively few survived without wear. The lack of a mint mark simply identifies the coin as having been struck at the Philadelphia Mint and does not automatically make it rare. Collectors also search for different varieties and mint errors associated with the 1945 wheat penny. One of the most desirable varieties is the doubled die, where parts of the design or lettering appear doubled because of a mistake during die creation. Genuine doubled die coins can command significantly higher prices depending on the strength of the doubling. Off-center strikes are another popular error, occurring when the blank planchet is not correctly positioned during striking, causing part of the design to be missing. Broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die breaks, cuds, lamination errors, and repunched mint marks on Denver and San Francisco issues are also collectible. Since Philadelphia coins were intentionally produced without a mint mark, a missing mint mark is not considered an error on the 1945 no mint mark penny. However, if a Denver or San Francisco coin lost its mint mark because of a filled die, it may attract collector interest but must be authenticated. The market value of a 1945 no mint mark wheat penny depends heavily on its condition. A heavily circulated example generally sells for around 10 cents to $1. A coin with moderate wear and clear details typically ranges from $1 to $5. Attractive uncirculated examples with original red color usually sell between $15 and $60, while gem-quality mint state coins, graded MS65 red or better, can be worth $100 to several $100s. Exceptionally preserved coins with top population grades from professional grading services have sold for well over $1,000 at major auctions. Rare mint errors and dramatic doubled die examples can also realize hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity, eye appeal, and collector demand. Anyone checking a 1945 wheat penny should first confirm the date and verify that there is no mint mark below the year, indicating a Philadelphia issue. Next, inspect the coin under good lighting or with a magnifying glass to look for sharp details, original reddish mint color, unusual doubling in the lettering or date, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other striking errors. Coins with little or no wear on Lincoln's cheek, jaw, hair, and coat, along with sharp wheat lines on the reverse, are generally more valuable. Original surfaces without cleaning, scratches, corrosion, or damage are preferred by collectors. If the coin appears unusually sharp or shows a significant mint error, having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service can help determine its true value. From an investment perspective, the 1945 no mint mark wheat penny is considered a solid historical collectible rather than a high-growth investment in ordinary circulated condition because so many were produced. However, premium quality uncirculated examples with full original red color, certified high grades, or major mint errors have shown steady long-term demand among collectors. As the supply of pristine examples continues to decrease, the finest specimens are likely to remain desirable. Collectors interested in history, affordable classic US coins, and gradual long-term appreciation often consider this issue a worthwhile addition to a collection, especially when purchased in exceptional condition. The 1945 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny is much more than a 1-cent coin. It represents the closing chapter of World War II, features one of the most iconic designs in American coinage, and continues to attract collectors around the world. While most examples are inexpensive, certain high-grade coins and rare mint errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Before spending or selling any 1945 wheat penny, examine it carefully because an ordinary-looking coin could turn out to be a valuable collectible, hidden in plain sight.
Next up,
the 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the later issues in the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was produced from 1909 through 1958. This coin was created to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, and to continue the tradition established in 1909 for the centennial of his birth. By 1950, the United States was entering a new era after World War II. The country was experiencing rapid economic growth, expanding industries, and increasing demand for circulating coinage. Millions of pennies were needed for everyday commerce, making the 1950D an important part of daily American life. Although it was struck in very large numbers and is not considered a rare date, it remains highly collectible because it belongs to the beloved Wheat Penny series that many collectors enjoy completing. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose portrait of Abraham Lincoln became one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage history. Brenner's design was selected because it presented Lincoln with a natural and dignified appearance rather than the symbolic figures commonly used on earlier coins. The wheat penny was also historically significant because it became the first regular United States circulating coin to feature the portrait of an actual person. The Denver Mint produced the 1950D issue using high-speed presses, and millions of examples entered circulation immediately. Many were heavily used in commerce, while others were saved by collectors in rolls and bags, which is why uncirculated examples are still available today. The obverse of the 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Above his head appears the motto "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is positioned to the left of the portrait. The date 1950 appears to the right, with the small D mint mark directly below the date, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Brenner's initials, VDB, are located near the bottom edge of Lincoln's shoulder. The design represents leadership, honesty, and the lasting influence of one of America's greatest presidents. Collectors often examine the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, beard, cheek, and coat, because these details reveal how well the coin was struck and preserved. The reverse displays the classic wheat ears design that gives the series its popular nickname. Two wheat stalks curve along the left and right edges, symbolizing America's agricultural strength and prosperity. At the top is the inscription EPLURBUSUNUM, while United States of America appears in the center beneath it. The denomination 1 cent is boldly displayed in the middle, making it easy to identify. The wheat ears frame the lettering and create one of the most iconic reverse designs in United States coin history. Collectors closely inspect the grain lines, lettering, and overall strike quality because crisp details usually indicate a higher grade coin. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced at multiple United States mint facilities. Coins with no mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where cents traditionally carried no mint mark during this period. Coins with the D mint mark were struck at the Denver Mint, including the 1950D discussed here. Coins with the S mint mark were produced at the San Francisco Mint. Each mint mark identifies the production facility rather than the rarity of the coin. The 1950D had a very large mintage, making it common in circulated and many uncirculated grades. However, exceptionally well-preserved mint state coins with outstanding luster and strong strikes are much scarcer and command much higher prices. Several varieties and mint errors are known for 1950 Lincoln Wheat Pennies, although no major variety is considered common enough to define the series. Collectors search for doubled die examples, where parts of the lettering or date appear doubled because of the way the die was manufactured. Off-center strikes are another desirable error, occurring when the coin blank was not properly aligned during striking, leaving part of the design missing. Die cracks can also develop after repeated use of the dies, producing raised lines across the coin that are popular with era collectors. Repunched mint marks may occasionally be found on certain Lincoln cents from this era, although dramatic examples are scarce. Broad strikes, clipped planchets, and lamination errors are additional mint-made mistakes that can significantly increase collector interest and value. A genuine missing mint mark error is extremely rare because Philadelphia cents of 1950 were intentionally struck without a mint mark, while a Denver coin missing its day due to grease-filled dies is uncommon and usually worth a premium if authenticated. The market value of a 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny depends almost entirely on its condition and whether it has an unusual error. Most circulated examples are very common and generally sell for about 10 cents to $1. Attractive coins with moderate wear often trade between $1 and $5. Brilliant uncirculated mint state examples typically range from around $8 to $40 in lower mint state grades, while premium gems graded MS66 or MS67 can bring several $100s depending on eye appeal and certification. The finest certified examples have sold at major auctions for well over $1,000, with exceptional registry quality coins achieving several $1,000s because of their outstanding preservation and rarity at the highest grades. Anyone checking a 1950D Wheat Penny should first verify that the date reads 1950 and that a small D mint mark appears below the date. Next, examine the overall condition by looking at Lincoln's hair, beard, cheek, and the wheat lines on the reverse. Coins with little or no wear, original mint luster, and strong detail are usually worth much more than heavily circulated examples. Look carefully for unusual doubling on the date and lettering, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or other obvious mint errors. Natural surfaces without cleaning, scratches, corrosion, or damage are generally more valuable. If the coin appears unusually sharp or has a noticeable error, professional grading and authentication may be worthwhile before selling. As an investment, the 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny is generally considered a solid but modest choice. Because so many were produced, ordinary circulated examples are unlikely to experience dramatic increases in value. However, high-grade certified specimens, exceptional mint errors, and top population coins have shown stronger long-term appreciation because they are much scarcer than average examples. Collectors continue to enjoy the Lincoln Wheat series, ensuring steady demand for attractive coins, particularly those with original color and outstanding preservation. For most people, the best investment opportunities come from finding an unusually well-preserved coin or a genuine mint error rather than a typical circulated example. The 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny is an important piece of American numismatic history that combines the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln with the classic wheat ears reverse design. While most examples are affordable, high-grade specimens and authentic mint errors can be surprisingly valuable. Before spending or selling an old wheat penny, take a close look at its condition, mint mark, and any unusual characteristics, because even a common-looking coin can sometimes turn out to be a collector's prize. Thanks for watching, friends. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button. Also press the bell icon so you never miss our latest coin value and rare coin videos. See you in the next video. Happy coin hunting!